Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me here in the Legends Collective group. I am Carrie Bradford, your other host for this month with the Brand Your Story Challenge. Now, a little housekeeping before I get started. BJ and I, she said yesterday we're going to alternate days. And I have created the hashtag Brand Your Story above my post. So BJ and I are going to start using that so that you can find the post. If you're looking for anything particular to me, I use the hashtag Coached by Carrie B. Now, who is Carrie B or Carrie Bradford? That's really what we're talking about, is branding and what I want to help you with this month. What is that thing that people say about you? Or if somebody was to say, hey, who is that Carrie Bradford girl? What would be their answer? Because likely what the answer is who you are and what your personal brand may be. So that's one of the things I want to touch on this month, is figuring out our personal brand. If you're not really in touch with what's that message you should be portraying as your personal brand, that's what we're going to get into. I'm also going to touch on a little bit of getting comfortable with Facebook Live and how much, how often, and what to say. So those are little things that I want to touch on with you this month, and I hope that they'll be helpful for you. And I want to encourage you to participate, because as BJ said yesterday, I have some prizes and BJ has some prizes. So I want to tell you a little bit about those before I get into the meat of the training today. So what I have for you is, and of course, guys, my office, I'm very organized in that, genius and creative sort of way. There's stuff all over the desk. But what I'll be sending to you is this book, Words That Sell. I use this book to create my Facebook posts. I use this book to come up with ideas during my Facebook Lives and key phrases to really get people engaged. So if you're here, please make sure you're commenting on all of my videos so that I know that you're following the training. You can say hi, or just comment that, what you liked or questions that you might have. And so I have this book, again, Words That Sell. I'm going to gift that to one individual who I see is really trying to dig into this training and take the value that we're providing and put it to use, because that's what we're here for. We want you to take action. And that's what's going to put your personal brand out into the social media marketplace. And the second thing that I'm going to gift is my social media marketing toolkit. And that is, people come to me and say, Carrie, I don't know what to say on Facebook. I don't know what to post on Facebook. I don't know how much of my personal story to tell. I don't know when to sell or when or how to sell my services on Facebook. So that social media marketing toolkit, it's a mouthful, right? Somehow I always come up with these giant long names of things. So maybe I gotta learn how to condense a little. But those are the two things that I want to gift to somebody that is really showing me that they're eager into stepping into their personal brand and telling their personal story. So talking about your personal story, when you're developing your personal brand, the best two activities that I can tell you to do is, one, hi Irene, thank you for joining me this morning. And for those on the replay too, make sure that you're commenting and letting me know that you've watched this. When you start to develop your personal brand, the best question is, what 3 words describe you? Now, you may think that there's a certain 3 words that describe you. So you write those down, put them in a journal. You don't have to share them with anybody, but these are kind of your foundation words and your bedrock words that develop the foundation of that personal brand, right? The other thing that you can do, and I know Irene was in the room with me at a training event, a live training event for this activity, and you looked at either your significant other or your mom was in the room, or text your sister and say, what 3 words do you think describe me? When you hear Carrie, what do you think? Or when you hear Irene, what do you think about that person? What 3 words describe that individual, or what 3 words describe you? And you can start to relate that into your personal brand. Now, I know that anytime I work with someone, part of my personal brand is I'm kind of that big sister or motherly figure to a lot of people that I work with. So that's kind of become my personal brand and my image kind of by default, but that's what people see out of me. So when people start to gravitate to you for certain things in your life that you do or that you help them with, then recognize that. And we can talk a lot about resistance and why we resist things. So maybe we'll touch on that later in the month. But if things are constantly coming to you and people are seeking help from you and people are using certain words and phrases to describe you, take note of that and see if that is something that you truly want to incorporate into your personal brand. So next, I want to talk about Facebook being the black hole. Okay, has anybody, if you've done this before, I want you to comment one. Put one in the comments. Do you do the black hole scroll? You either do it on your keyboard or you're doing it on your phone, and you scroll through, and you don't really have a direction to know where you're going on Facebook. What should I comment? What should I post? And going there. I just want to take a gauge. So for the future trainings, maybe we'll talk a little bit about how to be intentful and in using our personal brand and engaging with others on Facebook. And also, who am I engaging with? Who am I trying to attract in to buy services from me? The second activity that I want you to try is creating a client avatar. Now, this isn't unique to me or any of the coaching that I do with people. But there's a lot of coaches out there right now that are saying, create your client avatar, or who is your target market or your target marketplace. Now, I had been completely frustrated with people telling me you need to pin down your ideal client or what is your niche. Because like the movie Dirty Dancing, nobody puts baby in the corner. I don't want anybody to put me in the corner because I'm a creative, I'm an adventurer, I like to meet different people, I like to do different things. I don't like to be pinned down into just one little specific area. But when it comes to branding and when it comes to getting people attracted to you for them to want to work with you as a coach or a consultant, or in your network marketing business, I know we have some network marketers here in the group going through this training with us, and you have to know who your ideal client is. Now, this doesn't mean, good morning, Tracy, I see you on there, and I hope it's okay that I share the story about working with you. When BJ, Diane, Irene, and myself had decided to start Legends Collective, one of our first activities was to, one, design a client avatar for our individual brand, because we're outside of our group, we all do our own individual coaching and consulting. And then what does our ideal client for Legends Collective look like? So whether you're working with a group of people to form an organization, or you're at your church and you're trying to design a program for a certain group of people within the community, this is a great activity, whether it's nonprofits and volunteer organizations, or this is for your personal coaching and consulting business. And you want to, with the client avatar, be as specific as you can. Are they male or female? Do they work in a certain type of profession? Are they moms? Are they retirees? Are they looking to transition from one part of their life into another? So from working world to stay-at-home mom, or from working world to being retired, or from retiree to life adventurer, traveling in a motorhome across the country, or moving to Costa Rica. Whatever that goal is, are you that individual that's going to help them transition into a new goal? It could even be a career change. There's a lot of people out there that are career coaches and helping people either advance in their career or change to a different career. And please note and just tell me if I talk way too fast, because when I get excited and when I get in the zone and I start talking to you guys and giving you this information, I get really jazzed up about it. So just be like, hey, Carrie, pull the reins back, slow down. So with that, your client avatar, be as specific as you can. Now, funny story is BJ and I were going over our individual client avatars, and I was sitting in my office and going over, my client avatar is female, she's this certain age range, she struggles with these 6 or 7 things, and this is what I can assist them with. Or these are the desires that my ideal client has. And then, no joke, knock, knock, knock on the door. I look through the glass of the door, and there my ideal client is standing behind the door waving at me. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I don't know if you believe in higher powers, the universe, higher being, but when you open yourself up to a vision and to an idea, and who is that individual that you want to help, they're going to gravitate to you. You open yourself up to working with a particular client. Now, my client avatar is a female over the age of 40, 45. However, I do work with male clients. Just because we create a client avatar that says, they're this specific, again, I don't like to be put in the corner, held in the box. You're going to attract a large amount of people. But when you can clearly define for yourself what type of individual you want to work with, that's going to help you figure out what the stuff that BJ was talking about yesterday. What parts and pieces of your personal story are you going to tell people? You want to be able to start telling those stories with a point. BJ will get to that. You never tell a story unless it has a point. And you want to speak to that ideal client. So in branding, that's what I want to help you with, is to start speaking to your ideal client. And the other thing that we're going to dip into in this training is a little bit of Facebook Live. So if you've done Facebook Live, put a number 2 in there. If you do it frequently, put a couple 2s in there so I know where you're at and where you feel good and about Facebook Live. If you don't feel bad about Facebook, or if you feel bad about Facebook Live or not really sure where to go or what content to present when you're doing Facebook Live videos, drop some notes in the comments for me. So I really like to tailor what I do to the people I am working with. I come from a strengths-based perspective. I have a social work background and a psychology background. So I really like to tap into what you guys are looking for. And that's kind of how I'm going to run this month. So again, just to kind of recap a little bit, if you're following along with me, you don't have to put any of this in the comments, what your 3 words are or what your client avatar is, okay? But I want you to work on them. Find a journal. Find a clean journal, okay? Find a nice, clean journal and go ahead and write yourself some notes and make it your personal branding journal and make it your personal branding and storytelling journal as you go through this month with us. And gosh, August goes really fast, right? It's the downhill of summer, as somebody said this morning. And by the time the end of the month rolls around, it's the state fair here, and I know it's back to school and fall and all that stuff. So that is what I had for you today. Remember, please make sure you're commenting and following. Let me know that you're here. If you're not comfortable putting anything in the comments, please feel free to message me here on Facebook, and I'll make sure that I answer your questions and we connect. And again, those that are actively participating, I am going to select one individual to give, again, the book Words That Sell, as well as my social media marketing toolkit that's going to help you develop your content. And you're going to be getting a lot of that this month here in this training as well. So thank you for those that have joined me. Thank you for those watching the replay. And BJ will be with you tomorrow. I will be with you on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday are kind of off days. We'll reconvene Monday through Thursday next week as well. Have a good day.